Welcome back to Contest of Speed. It's a new round, a new track, same AM1 action, coming to you live on a Thursday night here. We're coming to you from Barcelona for the Spanish Grand Prix. Looks like we've got a little rain action here in qualifying, and this is sure to send our drivers into a flurry as they get their setups dialed in for some rain. But I am your host, Electric Entree, joined with my co-commentator, Chubb Tucker. Chubb, welcome back to the booth. How's it going?
Pretty excited. Getting wet in Spain. Usually got to pay double for that action. It's haven't there hasn't been this many wet women in there since Messi was at Barcelona. But
Yeah, it's been a while. Is he still in Miami now, or?
he is in Miami. You trade one beautiful beach and nice scenery for another. So,
Well, maybe he knows something we don't. But no Miami action today. We're just out here in Barcelona. It looks like Cost Mindset's out on a prep lap, but he's chosen to go out on the full wets. I believe Hood Kool-Aid Man was out before him though, and he's on the full wets as well. Hood Kool-Aid Man just signed to Haas this over the course of this week. So this is his debut AM1 race this season. He did race last season. In AM3, I believe.
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah. So he's back in. He's an AM1 now. Getting started here in round 4. Still plenty of season left to go. He had pace last season. Be interested to see how he does tonight.
Yeah, and what a race to start off with, and what a track in the conditions right now. This is I'm watching Mindset here on an outlap, and he is just sliding all over the place. But it'll be interesting to see. Be a good challenge for everybody.
That's exactly right. We're on board now, still with Hood Kool-Aid Man. He's going to be the first to start his hot lap, and as you can see, the traction is definitely going to be something that these drivers are fighting, at least in the qualifying session. You can see him coming around some of these corners. They're high-speed corners, but that rear end wants to kick out a little bit, break a little bit of traction. He just seems to be doing well to keep it under control at the moment. But it's tricky. We saw the same deal in Australia. When we had the rain, and guys there were some guys they did pretty well keeping a handle on the car through the wet, but even the guys that did well, you could tell it was still a struggle to keep that car under control.
Yeah, most certainly, and it's also the hardest thing in the rain is to always get your tires up to temp. So that in these conditions right here, you don't really have enough time to get those wet tires up to temp for a quali lap. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys manage that and how they can actually put in a fast time with cold tires. That means they're sliding everywhere. Then you add in rain, more slide. It's just slipping and sliding.
Yeah, we see there Hood Kool-Aid Man setting the first lap time of the evening, a 1:27.7, and we're looking there on the tire wear graphic. You can see he's finally starting to get a little tire temp in the tire carcass, but the surface temps are still staying kind of cold. To that water, it sucks so much heat. Plus, the lower speeds in the rain, that it just doesn't generate the heat like you were saying, and that makes grip a challenge.
It does, yeah. You've got Cost Mindset there that's up there with the 125.253. You're seeing a lot of the times that are coming in. I believe that 125 is going to be a pretty good time. You will get a dry line that'll start to come in here in a few minutes, but I'll be shocked unless the rain goes away if you get lower than a 1.2. Oh, I say that Red Devil comes in 1.24, 1.87. Pretty good lap there from him.
Yeah, he's that's his first lap of the day, and he's a full second ahead of Mindset, whose name has finally changed on the game. We can go back to calling him Mindset, and there's no confusion. Mindset, that Ferrari, he set a 1.25, which was 2 seconds ahead of Hood Kool-Aid Man's first lap out, but he got beat by another second by Red Devil, who we've seen has incredible pace on this game. And Mindset's no slouch either, but Devil really came in, just dropped a whole second on him. So we've got almost 13 minutes for somebody to beat that time. but it's looking strong for a first lap for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And you've got such a discrepancy in times right now. You got that 124, 187, but then you've got Bandute all the way down into 129, 790. Oh, wow. And Bandute into the wall. Speak of the devil, man. Wow. That was crazy.
Yeah, he's lost an end plate, his right end plate on that wing. Oh, and he's losing traction again, sliding around, just too much throttle in the rain. And he's going to be struggling with that today. There he goes again. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Doing well to keep somewhat of a handle on it.
The shades of a 2019 German Grand Prix here. Everybody couldn't keep the car on the track, but
that's right. So he's going to dive in the pits, get his wing changed out, and we'll jump on board here with G-Boon. He's starting his push lap now, and we'll go on board. You can see a lot of understeer coming around this corner. Just can't get the speed down. Not enough traction for effective braking. And there you can see his rear end starts to slide too with the harder braking. But these are definitely tricky conditions, and you can see him trying to, there's a little bit of a dry line there, but it's also going to be a little slicker with the, all the rubber on the track and the track being a little more polished, where that's most of the traffic, where the traffic usually runs. So it's almost like a balancing act, trying to find a little extra grip off the normal racing line. Especially in these braking zones where you got it where the line crosses across the track.
Yeah, G-Boon doing a good job of it here, though. I'll say that now. He's off the track.
Spoke just a hair too soon. So it'll be interesting to see if he just goes ahead and tries to push once more.
Yeah, I mean, without that right there, I mean, he would have been close to. I would say he would have been in a sole third right there, around that 125 number.
Oh wow, Red Devil coming in with another fastest lap. He's improved 0.6 of a second over his previous time. He's now in the 123s with a 123.5. So he's now 1.2 seconds clear of Mindset in P2. So these drivers are really going to have their work cut out for them if they want to take that top spot from Red Devil. And we're only 5-6 minutes into this qualifying session. We've just passed 10 minutes to go. There's still time to beat that time, but it will be interesting to see how these guys fare with these weather conditions. Speaking of the weather, we can go ahead and pull that up. Kind of get an idea of what this session. I don't see it drying out too much in the next 10 minutes, but the rain may slack off. They may be able to set a lap with intermediate tires before the session is over. And we'll see there. 15 minutes. It'll start to dry up.
Yeah, that'll certainly pick up some speed right there. If you get the intermediates, especially.
That's right.
It looks like Boone's going to set a lap. He's coming in with that 1:24.574. That's good enough for fourth right now.
That'll put him up in the fourth with a 1:24. He's almost 2 seconds ahead of his teammate Potty in 13th. Potty, by the way, last week in Austria, getting his first points in AM1 as a full-time driver. He went scoreless last season. We've been saying all since the beginning of the season, he looks like a different driver. He's on for some points this season. Had a bit of tough luck in Australia, and I think maybe even had some tough luck in Jeddah. But he came back to Austria. He actually scored ahead of G-Boon last week. So we can go, we'll take a look at that, at the previous race results here. As you can see, Formula Kai took that top spot. But there we have Potty, P5. G-Boon going, G-Boon in P8, but he did have the fastest lap. So it was a double points finish for McLaren last week. And Potty, he's on the board now. And there's our driver's standings, the season-long championship there. G-Boon up there, P3. He's dropped a position. Red Devil in that Mercedes, still holding the top spot. But we got Mindset there. He's P5. So he had a little bit of a rough go as well in Australia. He's coming back. He's got 15 points, tied with Alphanesis for that P5, and 1 point behind SSR William and P4. And while we're watching, we'll jump over here. We'll check out the constructor standings. Mercedes, obviously, holding that top spot down, 49 points. Red Bull right behind, 12 points behind. McLaren very hot on their heels, 33 points. We've got a tight race. This is the fourth. We're through three rounds of the season, and well, I guess really two, because we did have a race canceled in Jeddah. So, we're 2 rounds in. Still a very tight race there. Every team is now on the board though, so it's shaping up to be an interesting season here. Can't wait to see what kind of action we see tonight. And we'll go back live. Potty has managed.
While we were looking at the standings, Potty. That's what I was about to say. Potty's put up to 3rd, so putting a good time on the board, and he's actually coming into the pits right now. And I believe Boone's on his way in as well. No, I take that back. He's about to set a personal best right here as he comes across the line. Woohoo! Goes pole. Wow.
1, 2, 3.
Look at that.
123.2. 0.3 of a second ahead of Red Devil, who was so far ahead. Mindset has managed to dip into the 123s as well. And it does look like the rain has actually stopped. So the track is still pretty wet. See a lot of spray coming off the tires. These guys are still on full wets. I believe everybody's still on full wets. No, we have some intermediates running now. Mindset's on an out lap with wets. Red Devil, he's in the pits he's got wets on though. So yeah, we're starting to see some intermediates come into play. But we're on board here with Pucks. He's on those full wets, but he's going to dive into the pits, abort that lap. He's currently sitting in P8 with a 1.25. He's teaming at Red Devil P2 with a 1.23. And G-Boon, who just had the fastest lap. There goes that orange McLaren, the papaya McLaren, excuse me. A 123.2. So we said they were going to have their work cut out for them to get ahead of Red Devil there. And looks like now Red Devil's got a little bit of work cut out for himself.
Yeah, he does. And then we've actually got Mindset starting a lap now on those intermediates, so that'll be interesting to see how well he does with those. And whether or not the track truly can handle those right now. I think it's actually probably a good time to switch over, because you can see that dry line is really starting to set in. But
well, he set a purple sector 1 coming through
exactly.
there, and you can see like it looks like the grip is better, at least on that dry line. The rear end isn't breaking loose nearly as badly as it was in the wet, full wet.
Right.
But you stray very far off that line, and you get yourself in trouble in a hurry. So.
Oh yeah.
And there you go. You can see just a little bit of the rear end kicking out around some of these fast corners, but managed to keep it under control. He's got a purple sector 2 as well. He's down 9/10 on his time, and that will put him, if he can keep this pace up through sector 3, that'll put him on pole with almost a 123 flat. So we're now at the penultimate corner. We're coming into the final corner. 130 mile an hour through here. Holds it steady. Keeps it under control.
Yep.
122.4. Wow, he gained a half second in sector 3. Amazing. So we're now down 122.4. He's almost a full second ahead of G-Boon in P2. So I would say this would be the time, if you're on the full wets, it's time to switch to the intermediates, because we've seen what they can do now.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And as we said that, I mean, you see Red Devils out on outlap. So championship leader there, taking that advice to heart, and already out there with them. So
yeah. So now we're on board with Kevin Chin. I'm not sure if this is someone who's renamed themselves. I'll have to check. I haven't seen them before. But they were down on their time through Sector 2. So, I mean, we'll ride along here because he comes through Sector 3. And yeah, you definitely see that track starting to dry out. There's still a little bit of spray from the tires, but it's definitely calmed down a lot. And he's going to come in at P2 with a 122.7. He was down 2.3 seconds on his previous time.
Wow. There you go. You go, Glen Coco. Man, what a time. Kevin Chin, welcome to the party.
Yeah, certainly putting in some work there for his debut. Unless, like I said, it could just be somebody who's changed a name, and I have missed the announcement of a name change. So don't quote me on this being a new driver just yet. Okay,
Don't quote me,
says,
but you can
BK
quote
says
me.
BK says it is a new driver.
Okay.
And Alphanesis has to get an invite.
Okay.
I don't know if is he. I thought he was in here. I guess not. But he's
Thought
still
he
got
was
2
too.
minutes left, so if we can get him in real quick. Meanwhile, on board with the Mercedes of Pucks F1, formerly No Pucks Given. He's at a purple sector 2. He's down on his time massively. He's in P11 right now with a 1:25.1. His teammate P4 with a 1:23.5. So he's looking to at least get a little closer to his teammate. Well, I say that Red Devil goes 1:21.9. We are now officially in the 1:21s, and Puck's coming around. He's going to cross the line 2 seconds out from his time with a 1:22.8, and that's good enough for P4. We're on board now with Formula Kai and the Red Bull. If you remember last week in Austria, he won the race, and he's coming around. And I think we had a little rain last week in qualifying as well, didn't we? In Austria?
Yeah, I believe we did.
Yeah, because I think during his interview last week he was saying, his strategy for wet qualifies was just load up a bunch of fuel and just do some laps and see what happens. And
Right.
he's currently sitting at P12 with a 1:24.5. He's on the intermediates now. I think he's down on his times as well as he comes around through the end of Sector 3. He's getting a tow from that McLaren, and he's going to go 1:21.5. Take the fastest. G-Boon set the fastest lap and immediately lost to Formula Kai by almost half a second. So loading up the fuel, make some laps in the wet. Definitely seems to be the play here, at least for that Red Bull.
Yeah, and it helps getting that heat in the tires and stuff too, and with wet tires and intermediate both, you just have so much more tire life. It really doesn't affect your time at all, with the tire wear at least.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We're on board now, SSR William, currently sitting P11 with a 1:24.2. He was down on his time through Sector 1. As he comes out Sector 2, he's down almost a second and a half. He's at a purple Sector 2. This will be his final lap. So he wants to make it count, and it's certainly looking good for him now. He's on track for something in the 1:22s currently, but he still has Sector 3 to finish. He was already down 1.5 seconds through 2 sectors. Coming around that final corner, he's going to cross the line with a 1:21.9. He's down 2.2 seconds. That'll put him into P5.
Oh wow, G-Boon 120.791.
Taking that
up the pole.
Taking that pole position back for Formula Kai. And that's going to be the end of his session. We're on board with Red Devil. He's down 6/10 through Sector 2. 6/10, that will bring him down to a 1:21.3. Not enough for pole position. He's got the rest of the sector to improve on that some more. But it would be enough to take P3 from Potty.
I believe he's going to get second here. Ooh, no. Barely missed it. Wow.
He did. Well, he got third. Mindset coming around.
Mindset.
Nabbing that pole at the last second. A 120.6.
Wow.
And that leaves us lead the follower. Well, he just crossed the line. So that's your qualifying session here in Spain. All right. Well, with a wet qualifying session, going from the full wets to the intermediates, this is what we have to start our Grand Prix here in a moment. Taking that pole position, Mindset in the Ferrari, G-Boon, Formula Kai, Red Devil, Kevin Chin, the newcomer, in P5. Potty, SSR William lead the follower, Pucks F1, DB DeBest in 10th. Pablo Plays, who is making his AM1 debut as a reserve. Hood Kool-Aid Man, Jay Supreme, Kryptonic Swang, Silkweaver in 15th. Stubley, Van Doot, Alphanesis in 18th, who did not get to set a time because he didn't get into the qualifying session with enough time to set a lap. So there's your 18 drivers for today. And we're going to get loaded into this race. Let these guys get their race strategy and setups going. We'll bring some more of that AM1 action. So while we wait on that, looks like a dry start to the race. While we wait on that, take a moment to say, if you like what you're seeing on track, would like to be a part of this great community, check out our Discord for Contest of Speed. It's linked there in the Twitch chat. We have American tiers, European tiers, tiers for all skill levels, and we would love to have you. It's a great community to be a part of, even if you're not interested in actually racing. We would love to have you be a part of it. A lot of like-minded people. I've been in this with this league this is my 3rd season. It's a great place to be. I love it. I loved it enough that now I'm doing commentary and just trying to be more involved and give back to the community that's given so much to me. So if you like what you see, check out the Discord, the Twitch chat. Come join us, be a part of it. Get out on track with us and have some great racing. It's a great place.
Yeah, and it's good, clean racing too. You don't have to worry about being taken out first corner by a bunch of people. And I say that commentators curse. Watch, there's going to be a pile up. But irregardless, typically this is AM1, so we're not going to have major wrecks. But fingers crossed. But this is a group of racers that love racing, clean racing, and we don't come to fisticuffs here. We're all friends at the end of the day, and we all have a good time racing together.
That's absolutely right. We've got a great stewarding team as well. Two Spell Wizard leading the way, along with Confused Mark and a couple others. They've been killing it on the stewarding. Very, very fair, consistent, and quick with their decisions. Just a little shout out to the stewarding team here at Contest of Speed because they've been doing a great job this season. Clean racing, well stewarded. It's a great place to be. Now Alphanesis has left the session. You can get him back in. That'd be he's already missed his qualified. Hate to get him starting off on a bad foot.
Yeah. Let's see. He if we can get him back in here real quick.
So I would be interested to see. I wish my little weather overlay. I can't pull it up until the race. Okay. So we're here to start. 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we are off.
And
for the Contest of Speed, AM1 Spanish Grand Prix. And they're going out, spreading out, coming down to turn 1. Mindset going to keep that first place. Formula Guy in second. Red Devil. Oh, we got a little bumping and banging there.
Got Audi and contacts with, I guess, SSR William there.
Everybody stays on track, though. Nobody spun out. No harm, no foul.
Broken wings. We're good.
Broken wings, but, no broken hearts just yet. We're still early in the race, though.
Yeah, that is true.
Stubley and Silkweaver going at it now. Wheel to wheel. And it looks like Stubley's going to hold on to that P15 for now. But they were going wheel to wheel, swapping back and forth. Very close in the field. Mindset getting a pretty good jump. He's up half a second over Formula Kai in P2. Which isn't a big gap, but, on the first lap, it's a good start. Good start. And Mindset, he's on the sauce. Kai on those mediums. It's a little bit of tire differential there, but, Mindset's either going to have to save tires or he's going to have to come in early and just rely on that pace to keep him in the race. But last week we saw in Austria, Mindset and Kai, they kind of checked out from the rest of the field and they just kind of ran their own race, helping each other out, dragging each other around the track, swapping places, but not really battling. So be interesting to see if they take the same approach tonight.
Yeah, and it seems that they're trying to start with that at least, because especially Mindset's like he's jumped out now to almost trying to get to that second, but he's going to be close. But then Devil is he's a second behind Formula Kai. So
and as DRS gets enabled, that gap's going to grow, I believe. But as you can see there, behind Devil, Devil's in P3. He's 1.2 seconds behind Kai. But everybody else within a second of each other, all the way down from 3 to P11. Very, very tight field still. Hood Kool-Aid Man, he's down there in P12. He's 1.2 seconds behind Pablo in P11. And he's got a little bit of a train forming behind him. Potty and Puck's going at it here in the penultimate corner. Potty's going to get ahead. He's going to have that P6. His teammate G-Boon, 2 spots ahead in P4. And G-Boon, it looks like he's going to take that P3 from Red Devil to start off lap 3 of 33 here in Barcelona.
Yeah, and SSR William is right on the back of Pucks too, so
we'll jump on board with SSR Williams, see what he's got going on here.
got a nice view there. It just kind of hanging out, watching everybody battle in front of him. But he's in a really great position here.
Yeah, he'll be in the DRS range, but he's within DRS range. So is everyone else. It's not really going to help his fight much, but it will keep him in the pack. Oh wow, and we see there they're starting to bunch up Potty and Kevin Chin.
Yep, Kevin Chin seems to be falling back.
Potty now, he's made a gap to Kevin. He's 1.7 seconds ahead, and Pucks and Kevin Chin going at it now. And SSR William getting by as well.
And
so now Kevin, he's in a tough spot. He's just given up 2-3 positions. He's got 2 right on his tail. He's got Lead the Follower and DB DeBest, and they are hot on his trail. It looks like Lead the Follower trying to get on the inside there. They're going wheel to wheel.
Oh,
and there's a big spin.
He goes into the wall. Oh wow.
Oh no.
Man.
Unfortunate for Lead the Follower, who doesn't look like he has any damage though. Just got spun off track into the wall.
Yep, and he does not have any damage. You're right.
Unfortunate for the Williams driver on those medium tires there, but we're 44 laps into a 33-lap race. There's plenty of time to make something happen here. So his day isn't done just yet, but he is going to have some work to do. Meanwhile, DB DeBest here at P9, he's still behind Kevin Chin. Got a bit of a train forming here behind Potty. Got Potty, Pucks, SSR William, Kevin Chin, DB DeBest, Pablo, Kryptonic Swang, and Hood Kool-Aid Man all within a second of each other. And you can see there on your track map, in front of Potty. Potty's got a 3-second gap to Devil. So, Potty's kind of leading that second train around. Bandoot, P18, you can see him on the map 4 seconds behind Jay Supreme at P17. Seems like he hasn't had very much luck these last few races.
No, and that's okay. We all go through slumps and stuff like that. Bandit's a good driver. He'll get it put back together.
Well, and he is. Oh, sorry. Wow. I was gonna say, Bandit. He's reserving up from AM2. He's got great pace. AM2. AM1. It's such a big jump from AM2 to AM1. You just kind of come out here, do your best, and get the experience of racing with these guys, and see what happens. But I don't think anybody's going to fault him for that for the P18. It's just part of it.
No, not at all. Yeah, and jumping on board with Red Devil there. I mean, he's looks like he's about to overtake. He's going around the outside. Ooh. Him and Mindset really close together there. Devil backs off on it, but G-Boon is actually just passed by Mindset, who's on those softs. It looks like they're starting to fall off a little bit.
Yeah, everybody's on the mediums here except Mindset and his teammate Kryptonic, both starting on the softs, and then Jay Supreme on those hards.
Yeah, Mindset. If you go and pull up his tire degen right there, his front left is already at 36%, and his rear left is at 33%, and that just turned 34. So wow, that's pretty remarkable. Only on the 6th lap here.
Yeah, and you know these so many right-handed high-speed corners, man. It will chew these tires up, and especially those softs. They don't wear very well. It was definitely a gamble to start on the softs, try to get some position, but you know him and Formula Kai, they kind of checked out there, or not checked out, but you know they got a pretty good jump there at the beginning. But that gap has kind of gone away. G-Boon, he's 1.3 back from Kai, but Mindset's dropped to P3. Now he's got to fight with Devil behind, who is someone you don't really want to be fighting with.
That's right.
He's got super good pace, but he's also got really good racecraft, and he will wear you out. You know, he'll definitely wear you down, trying to let you make a mistake and then get by you. As we say that, Potty and SSR William, they've been kind of going wheel to wheel there, fighting through a couple of corners, and it's still very tight. You know, got a group of 4 there: Potty, SSR William, Pucks, and Kevin Chin, and they're all kind of battling it out here. Potty's still leading the pack. And looks like he's making a little gap, but Puck's getting by Kevin Chin there in that previous corner. Oh, I don't like that. Kevin Chin taking that position back, going into the corner there. I mean, wow, wheel to wheel.
I mean,
Kevin Chin barely keeping it on the track.
Racing.
Yeah, very clean. Yeah, they haven't really been any bumping, just staying tight, staying close. Pretty fair.
Yeah, and it looks like Boone has got within that second gap right before DRS hits going on the front straight here. So, you know, that gap to Formula Kai is about to come down. We might be looking at a switch for lead. Oh, and Mindset dump. He goes straight into the pits.
Mindset into the pits. We'll jump down to him here in a second and see what he's putting on. Oh, wow. He is dropping fast. He's going on for the hards. So maybe the play here trying to finish out the race from lap 8. So that would leave him with, 25 laps on those hards. Maybe a tall order, but, you know, he's gonna go for it. Potty here. He's gotten passed by SR William, but he's going to take that position back. He's going around the outside here. And, he's going to get that move done.
Wow. What a move.
Nice overtake. Not very dramatic, but, I mean, you know, just coming around the outside, just powering through. He had the speed. He had the downforce to make it happen. And he went out there and got it done. So Potty, he's going to be ahead of this pack again. He's not going to have the help of DRS. That's going to allow SR William to close that gap. It won't be enough to get ahead of him, but if he can hang around this distance, when they come down that starting straight, he may be able to take that position back once again. So we may just see a lot of position swapping here at the head of this second pack. We'll jump down here to the third pack. This pack led by Kryptonic Swaying, who's only 1.5 seconds behind Kevin Chin in P7. But, enough to not have the DRS. And we're on board with Hood Kool-Aid Man here, right in the middle of this group. In this group, Kryptonic Swaying P8, he's leading this pack. Pablo plays in 9th. Hood Kool-Aid Man, who we're on board with, Lead the Follower in Alpha Nesis, and Stubbly. All within this little DRS train. Stubbly kind of lagging behind right at that second mark. So it'll be interesting to see if he can hang on and keep pace with these guys or not. But it looks like he's dropping a little time as they go. We've got a yellow flag. Looks like a...
Oh.
Ooh. Couldn't see who that was.
Good neither.
But somebody was there in sector 2 there. Just kind of stopped on the track. Don't know if they spun or what. Maybe lead the follow? No. But he's going wheel to wheel with Alpha Nesis. And he's going to get ahead of Alpha Nesis there. So the Aston Martin stick together in P12 and P13. But they're with the pack still. You know, they've got a chance to improve on their position. As we come around lap 10 of 33. Silkweaver going to make the pass to Jay Supreme back there. Kind of saw the beginnings of it there in the background. But they're kind of running their own little race now. We've got another yellow flag in Sector 1.
Yeah.
Not sure who that was for.
Um, it's not cost mindset, so I'm trying. It looks like it may have been Bandut there.
Okay, yeah, maybe getting out of the way. He had those blue flags, perhaps.
Yeah.
He's 30 seconds back from DB the Best, who's also 30 seconds back from Mindset. So yeah, I mean they're in the territory. He's ghosted definitely. Oh, and he spins, but he's ghosted because he's a back marker. So that won't really affect anybody trying to get around him. G-Boon getting passed there by Formula Kai with the help of DRS. And so, it worked out for Kai and Mindset last race in Austria. Maybe now G-Boon saw that, and now he's going to try and do the same. And just kind of help each other around the track, not really fight it at the moment. As we've crossed we're a third through this race now, lap 11. And they've got a 2-second gap to Devil, who seems to have made up a little bit of time here. We'll go in here.
Yeah.
Red Devil slightly slower than G-Boon at the moment through this sector 2. But he's not far behind. He's right at 2 seconds. Maybe trying to save tires. Well, actually, we'll take a quick look at Devil's tire life here.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong one. That's not. I wanted the car.
Yeah, he's a little bit better than G-Boon's right now. G-Boon's...
Is that Bandut off the track? It is. In the gravel.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
And it seems like he is struggling today. Unfortunate for him.
Yeah, well.
But as I noticed too, Mindset, he's managed to come up. He's now in P15. After that early pit stop, he's on the hards, getting them worked in. And
he is. Silkweaver went in the pits, got hards there, so he's on new hards.
Okay.
Yep.
Bandut jumping in the pits as well. Looks like we've got a little shuffling going on here. With Hood Kool-Aid Man lead the follower. Alphanesis has gotten away from his teammate. The Aston Martins were running 12th and 13th. Alphanesis now up to P8. He's in the points. Ahead of Hood Kool-Aid Man, lead the follower. Pablo's dropped down to P12.
Yeah, that's impressive for Alphanesis to come up. He started dead last at P18 and wasn't able to put a quali lap in. Now here he is up in 8th, so
Kryptonic going wide around that corner. We saw Hood Kool-Aid Man get off the track there earlier and get past, and then Kryptonic going wide and getting past again. Oh, and we've got another spin there. Lead the follower. Going off track. Trying to get resituated. Ooh. He's back on. Doesn't look like he has any damage, so, just maybe too hard on the brakes. And G-Boon jumping into the pits now. Getting off those medium tires on lap 13. Went to the hards as well. He'll have 20 laps on those to finish out the race.
Yeah, and when you look at stops right now, the top 12 still have not pitted. So, typically your pit window's between 14 to 18 here, so it's nothing crazy. But and with everybody pretty much that's still left out there being on mediums, actually Swang is still on soft, which that is impressive in and of itself. Yeah, looking at his tire life, his front left is at 65% deg, so that's pretty crazy.
Oh, I know that tire's got to be screaming. We've got our leaders jumping.
Literally.
Got our leaders jumping in the pits now. G-Boon jumped in a lap earlier. His tires should be up to temp by the time he comes around. So that undercut, may do wonders for him. But his teammate Potty now, 1.5 second gap. He's in the lead ahead of Pucks. So he traded out one McLaren and one Mercedes for another. And the Red Bull as well. So Kevin Chen's still out in that second Red Bull. SSR William in the Kick Sauber. He's in P3 with a 3-second gap to Pucks. But Potty, he's leading this race now. unfamiliar territory for him. He led a few laps in Australia before he crashed out. Obviously, he didn't lead in Jeddah because we didn't run that race. But he had a strong showing in Austria as well. So
he did.
He's looking a lot more consistent, great pace, but definitely a lot more competitive this season. Definitely a lot more competitive this season than he was last.
Yeah, that's true. He and I wonder if he's going to dip into the pits here on this lap. Yep, he is. He's coming in as well. And
so
Pucks is right behind him. And SSR William. And Kevin Chin, your new race leader.
We'll jump on board with our new look. Kevin Chin and Alpha Nisus now started in last. He's now up to P2, and he's going to take that P1 from Kevin Chin with the help of DRS. Oh, wheel to wheel around that turn one. Ooh, wow.
Look at that.
Wow, that was great.
Last to first, man. Woo. Have yourself a race.
That's a great shot there. I like that around that corner. But yeah, we'll go. Let's go back and look at the replay of that because that was some clean passing there. We were on board with Potty as he jumped in the pits, and then jumped to our new race leaders as they stayed out.
Oh, we got Hood Kool-Aid Man off the track. Oh wow.
But yeah, I mean that was Alpha Nisus, man. Great moves there to get ahead of Kevin Chin.
Hood Kool-Aid Man he's retired. I wonder if that's gonna be a safety car. It looks like he's still on the track. Stopped.
Looks like maybe he was beached. I don't know why I think he was stuck. Looks like he was trying to get free. Still got his wing though. But that's unfortunate for him, now down into P15. Kevin Chin into the pits. So Alpha Nisus, he's just building that gap. Or he's increased his gap. He's now 7.5 seconds ahead of Formula Kai. And we'll go, let's look at the tires here. Yeah, he's on 15 lap old medium, so he's definitely going to want to be changing those out soon. Everybody behind him on new hard tires, with the exception of Jay Supreme, who is on the hard tires that he started with. He was the only one to start on hard tires tonight.
Yeah, and Formula Kai and G-Boon are catching they're catching Alpha Nisus at an alarming pace. It was 8 seconds, now it's already down to 6.8. I would say that Alpha Nisus is probably about to dip into the pits, but he might keep going.
Yeah, he may have been better off jumping in the last lap. Yep, there he goes in the pits now. But if he jumped in the previous lap, he had a little bit more of a gap. But you got to do what you got to do. So he's going to have some lap leads under his belt. But Formula Kai and the Red Bull going to take that P1 back. G-Boon swinging out wide. And he's going to take that P1. G-Boon and McLaren, your new race leader. Formula Kai in second. Red Devil, P3, 1.3 seconds behind. Jay Supreme, toss mindset round after top 5. And down there in P6, Potty. He's 4 seconds behind Cost Mindset, just out of the top 5. But looks like, he's starting to gain a little bit of ground. Not much, but, he's under the 4-second mark. He's got those new tires, so that should help him as well. Should have a bit of a tire differential to Mindset. Alpha Nisus, he's come out of the pits. He's P8 now. He's still up 10 positions from his starting position. So, can't be too upset with that. We see him there getting chased by SSR William. I think they're both. Are they both on the hards? I believe.
They are.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's on the new hards. So he's in a little better shape than SSR William there. G-Boon setting the fastest lap of the session as we were talking about that. Oh, it looks like we've got, is that Kryptonic? Yeah, off track.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Yeah, he is ghosted. It looks like he's on the inside part now.
Yeah, cutting that corner to stay out of the way off the racing line. No damage, but he got off track. He's down into P14.
Yep. Does have DRS though, so he'll catch up to Pablo.
Pablo looking to make the move. He dives out there on Stubley, but tucks back in. Decides that wasn't the time for it. And so now he's stuck between Stubley and Kryptonic behind. And that might be a tough spot to be sitting. We'll jump back up here. We were on board with SSR William. Chasing down Alpha Nieces for that P8. But looks like he's got the DRS. That's going to help him out. But it's not going to be enough down that shorter straightaway. But it will help to hold off Kevin Chin, who is now within, well, he's on the cusp of DRS with SSR William as well. So they're going to come around as they start as they start lap 20. This is where Alpha Nieces really has to start watching out. And as we're watching this, Mindset jumps ahead of Jay Supreme to take that P4. And now he's got a 2-second gap to clear to catch up to Red Devil, who is out just kind of running his own race in no man's land. 3.3 seconds behind Formula Kai in P2. 2 seconds ahead of Mindset in P4. No DRS. He's just out there raw dogging it.
When you've got Mindset behind him, who's on 6 more lap older hard tires. So really great English there. But he and then you got Jay Supreme behind him with 18 lap old tires. So after that, you've got quite a gap back there. So it's going to be hard for Mindset to catch him with those older hard tires. But you know, I've seen crazier things.
Can you send Hood Kool-Aid Man a invite, please?
Yes. I did. He said he got a PS5 error there. So
okay.
He's not showing up
I just saw
as
Twitch
being
chat.
on. So.
Okay, I just saw on Twitch chat he needed an invite, and then he was ghosted. Formula Kai taking the lead back from G-Boon now. Like I said, that didn't look like a bunch of, he had DRS there coming around the start straight. G-Boon didn't put up much of a fight. So it looks like they're going for the Kai Mindset strategy from last week as well.
Yeah, that's, and a safety car right now would save Mindset and Supreme both on their tire situation. But you never hope for a safety car. But just saying, if one were to come out, it would help.
You say that. I bet there's a few guys, kind of hoping for one right now. You never hope for one for yourself, definitely.
No.
But if someone else causes one, sometimes they come in handy.
Yeah, and that teammates have been known to intentionally wreck to help out their teammates. So I don't see that happening in this situation. But
That's right.
Looks like Jay Supreme
jumping in the pits.
Yep.
Everybody's kind of spread out now. Not very many people actually within DRS range of each other. So we'll just kind of follow. Potty with a 3-second for track limits. Jay Supreme going back to the mediums. He'll have 12 laps on those to finish this race off. We're on lap 21 of 33. And he will come out of the points in P14 behind Lead the Follower. Or, sorry, ahead of Lead the Follower behind Pablo Blaze. He's got those brand new mediums on. He gets him up to 10th. Pablo's going to have some problems to look out for. But yeah, I mean, everybody's starting to they're starting to space out.
Yeah, D-Boon is within DRS of Formula Kai up there in the lead, and then you've got Alpha Nieces and SSR William. There's a little bit of a train forming behind Swang with Stubley and Pablo, but and it looks like Jay Supreme is catching that pack. So
yeah, he's on those fresh tires. We'll take another look at the tires. Just about everybody on the hards now. Kryptonic on 7-lap old mediums. Jay Supreme with the fresh mediums. Hood Kool-Aid Man, he's on 3-lap old mediums now. Everyone else on the hards. And Mindset, he's 14 laps on those hards already. He jumped in early because he started on those softs. And I'm not sure if this is going to be the play or not for Mindset.
Yeah.
Actually, we can.
It'll be interesting to hear after the race too, because where it was a wet quali with intermediates and everything too, like how many people actually elected for a wet setup, because with Parc Ferme you're kind of locked in. So how many actually went with a dry setup and took a gamble in quali?
Yeah, compromised the qualifying for better race setup.
Yeah.
And we see there, we can look. Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it earlier. All those hard right-handers, fast right-handers, they chewing up the tires. His left-hand tires, 35 and 32% wear, and his right side is half that or less. Tires still, they're currently staying within the temperature range though. Well, I say that, and his front left starts to overheat a little bit on the surface, but he's still got some life in those tires, but they are worn for sure. I think he's actually got the lowest or the oldest tires on the grid currently. Yeah, 15 laps. Yeah, him and DB DeBest, both with 15-lap old hards.
Yeah, which means he'll be right around 50 to 60% tire wear when the race is over, which it's manageable. It's slick, but it's manageable.
Right.
Not in the puncture range yet.
So we're on board here. Puck's F1, 1.5 seconds back from Potty, who has a 3-second time penalty. The way all these drivers are spaced out, barring like a safety car or something, I just don't see him trying to fight this too much. Unless something happens to Potty. But he's kind of been managing that gap to just staying right at 1.5 seconds. Mindset now with a 3-second time penalty.
Oh wow.
So now that's not going to be any change if the grid stays the way it is. Mindset and Potty, that Mindset's not going to lose that position. Potty also with that 3-second. But if Pucks can start making a little headway here, either get by Potty and then he could potentially grab that from Mindset, but he's got 9 laps to make something happen here, and it looks like he's actually dropping back. He's now down to a 2-second gap to Potty.
Yeah.
So for Potty,
he
needs to kind of step on it, build that gap up, so he can keep that P5 by the time the race ends. But I mean, we're starting to see other G-Boon, sticking with Kai, and Pablo Stubley and Silkweaver all kind of sticking together behind Kryptonic. Everybody else is 2+ seconds apart from each other.
Yeah.
DB DeBest jumping in the pits there in that Alpine. He had the same age tires as Mindset, so he's going to go in. He's going to go for the softs. Oh, and Mindset with another 3-second warning for track limits. And I think that's 2 for him, is it not?
It is. Yeah.
6 seconds. Okay, so now Potty. This helps Potty a lot, and actually, it helps Pucks as well.
Yeah.
Because he's within. He's under. What? He's right over 5 seconds. No.
Well, it even brings out Mises, who's on those. Actually, other than Jay Supreme, I mean, within the top 10, he is on the freshest tires. So Alphanesis could get within that 6-second gap right there, and that would jump him up to P6.
Yeah, which would be huge for him. He's up 11 positions already, starting in P18 in the points. That P6, man, that'd be even sweeter for him. But Potty, he's cut that gap down to Mindset. He's now 1.2 seconds back, and in closing.
He is, yeah. And those old tires, I mean, it's just, you don't realize those little tenths you lose here and there, but as that tire wear goes, it starts to show up.
That's exactly right. So we'll jump back here to this little pack here in the back. Pablo, we're on board. Pablo Plays in P12, and him and Silkweaver and Stubley and Jay Supreme, they're all chasing Kryptonic around the track. Wow, big lockup. Pablo's going to drop that position to Stubley.
Well, and Jay Supreme. Oh man.
Wow.
Oh wow.
So P12 to P14 in 2 corners. Unfortunate for him. Potty actually, wow, making the pass on Mindset. What? Oh, has something happened to Mindset? Because Puck's got by him as well.
Yeah, I kind of missed that. It looks like Pucks is ghosted in front of him though.
No, that is.
Or no,
that's
is...
DB.
Okay.
He's a back marker. So he's being lapped. He'll be ghosted as he's being lapped. But yeah, Mindset dropping down to P6. Puck's ahead of him. Potty ahead of him. Potty still needs a little bit of a gap to hold on to that P4 from Pucks. But Mindset dropping like that, Alpha Nisus is now within half a second. It's within DRS range of Mindset. And Mindset's got that 6-second penalty. I mean, that would drop him right now, would drop him down to P8. Or,
yeah.
Yeah. And not very far from dropping down to P9 if Kevin Chin can get with it. He can close that gap a little bit. He could be on for a P8 as well.
Yep, and there Alphanesis goes around Mindset right now.
So Mindset dying off. He's still on those old tires, I believe. So yeah, 40% wear on the left side. Wow, I cannot speak. And he's only 20% wear on the right.
Wow.
You know, a lot of
Alphanesis,
imbalance in that tire wear.
I mean, I'm not gonna jinx myself here, but I mean, with the freshest tires amongst these guys, and the closeness he's got to Pucks, where he's gonna have DRS. I mean, and Potty with that 3-second time penalty, he could jump all the way up to 4th, and that's remarkable.
Yeah. You know, important though, Potty, he's got that 3-second gap, just barely to Pucks as it stands. So now, you know, but I think, you know, he's been pushing a little bit to try and build that gap. We've got 6 laps left to go. Wow, a little slide for Potty there, man. Just keep it under control. But he's got that 3-second gap. I think he's been pushing a little harder here. He knows he has a 3-second gap to build to keep his position, and he's kind of stepped on it. And the one thing helping him is Pucks will not have DRS, but Alphanesis getting that pass done on Pucks now, and he's quickly under 3 seconds to
oh yeah,
Potty.
the DRS helped him. Which, and if both of those just continue to trade back and forth on DRS, then that'll close that gap down.
Yeah. So I guess, you know, yeah, that's if Pucks is willing to work with Alphanesis there to make that happen. But if Pucks wants to battle, you know, that could drag Alphanesis down, and Potty could be home free. You know, so it could go one of two ways here. It seems like.
Yeah, and Mindset has stayed with Pucks behind him as well, so that's helping to build that gap to SSR William, which is almost at that 6 seconds that he needs it to be. So, you know, Mindset could stay right there in 7th, and that would be huge for him as well.
Yeah, he does. He's over that with 6.
More than 6 seconds. Yeah,
he's got that 6-second gap. That's what he needs. Now he just needs to maintain it for 4 more laps. Devil, P3, he's 4 seconds back, and I don't know if he's got time to catch the 2 front runners before this race is over. The way they've been running together.
Yeah, and that is kind of hard, especially with them having DRS and everything as well.
Yeah, you know, they've just been dragging each other along. You know, and I will say though, for Devil to only be, you know, as long as they've been running 1-2 like that and swapping around, for Devil to only be less than 4.5 seconds back, you know, because last week we saw it in Austria with Mindset and Kai. I mean, they had like a 10-14 second gap.
That's right.
To P3. So, you know, Devil's doing a pretty good job just to stay as close as he has.
Yep.
And he's got almost a 7-second gap to Potty. You know, he's all he needs to do is just not mess it up. And over this season, you know, you want to get the wins, you need to score the points, but you know, I think over the course of a season, the consistency will pay off more than just the 1 or 2 big wins you know, and then low points or no points the rest of the time. You know, if you Devil, we consistently see him on the podium, and you know that's going to keep him up there at the top of the standings for the drivers' championship.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, there's a lot of strategy that plays into this, but you know, treating every race Ricky Bobby style, if you ain't first, you're last, like that is not the way to win a championship. You have to get every bit of points that you can, even if it's 8th or 9th. Like if you have a bad day, you get caught up in wrecks, like it is what it is. But if as long as you get through and get some points, that's all you really need. You know, you're gonna have bad days.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, and I like to say, you know, sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good, but sometimes you just need to be good too. You know, like that luck will only, like over the course of a season, that luck will only carry you so far.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like I said, like you can luck into like a big win, but if you don't have the consistency, you know, it's just oh my God, Kryptonic swing.
Oh,
and
my God. Gone.
Spun that corner straight into the wall, and we have a safety car on. Is it a safety? No, it's a yellow flag.
Nope, yellow.
Wow.
Not a safety car. Wow.
Oh man, let's go with a replay on that one.
That was brutal.
We just happened to be watching that. I can't believe we were lucky enough to be watching that one. But you can see him there coming around those corners, kind of like that S section before that short DRS zone. And he comes around that corner in the DRS, and I don't know if he just hit the gas too hard coming around or what, but just broke loose and went straight into the wall at like a 90-degree angle. I mean, just reamed it, put himself out of the race. So that's unfortunate for the Ferrari. So now Mindset, he's going to have to put the team on his back, but he's got that 6-second penalty, and SSR William has brought it down, has closed that gap. So Mindset looking to lose a position here, and actually looking to lose 2 positions.
Oh, wow. And interesting.
Kevin Chin in the range as well.
Yeah, and up in the front, you rarely see this, but Formula Kai actually getting DRS because of the back marker helps to prevent from G-Boon taking over because of the DRS. Pretty remarkable right there.
That's right. We're on lap 32 of 33. So they cross the line. We'll have 1 lap to go, and I think this is where we're going to see these guys really start to fight for position. And that, that back marker providing DRS for Kai, that was huge for him as he's been leading this race. So we'll take a look here real quick, see what we can see about tire differential. So we're looking at G-Boon's tires now, 29 and 33% on his lefts, 12 and 18 on his rights. And if we jump to Kai, 30 and 38 and 12 and 20. So Kai's tires are a little more worn than G-Boon's. Not a whole lot, but those hards, they're both on the hards though. And Kai's showing a slightly more wear. You know, it doesn't take much. G-Boon's going to have DRS. This is going to be his chance right here.
Oh, and both had nearly 100% on the ERS as well too. So that was remarkable. Ooh, and Formula Kai's right up on the back. Woo.
It's G-Boon getting that pass done on that the start line straight. He's now ahead, not by much. We've got another one more DRS section. Well, I guess
that's right. Yeah.
2 more DRS sections before the end of this lap. So he's going to really have to do what he, really put in the work to defend. And Kai trying to dive in inside, but he doesn't get it done. Locking him up.
Oh man.
Oh, Boone going wide. That's going to let Kai through, but he's going to have the DRS now.
Was it intentional? We will never know. Oh my gosh, here he goes. Round the outside.
Boone's going to try and go around the inside. Or the outside, I mean, sorry. He's going to go wide. Go off track. He's not going to be able to cut in.
Wow. Oh, let's see. He's going to have a run coming off right here at the end. Oh, he's pushing it. Oh, here he goes. Oh, he's not going to get it. Wow.
0.05 of a second.
And I know we don't have driver of the day, but Let's just go ahead and give that to Alphanesis. 18th to 4th. Don't listen to Ricky Bobby. That matters, bud.
Yeah,
Great
great
job.
race for him. Now we're on Kevin Chin chasing down SSR William, but he's not going to get it done. Mindset, though, with that 6 seconds of penalty, going to drop down to P9.
Wow.
And that's unfortunate for Ferrari. You know, two points for Ferrari. Kryptonic crashing out there at the very end of the race.
Yeah. Condolences to the family on that one.
Yeah,
wow.
that was a
Horrible
hard
wreck.
hit.
Whew.
As you like to say, shades of 2001 Daytona 500.
Oh my gosh.
Just straight into that wall.
I mean, rip. Good Lord.
And there it goes. Alphanesis is, in fact, driver of the day, and it is well-deserved. Didn't even get to set a lap in quali. Starting P18, up into 4th place. But here's our podium celebrations. Formula Kai, back-to-back wins in AM1 Season 14. Kai, Red Devil, G-Boon in 3rd.
Great looking podium there. Great looking podium.
They're going to spray the champagne. Looks like maybe Adrian Newey there on the podium. Taking a blast in the face.
Yeah. Actually will not be at Red Bull anymore after this year, so still waiting to see where he goes. Might be Aston Martin, be Ferrari, who knows?
So your final results for our Spanish Grand Prix. Formula Kai and the Red Bull, back-to-back wins. G-Boon in P2, Red Devil P3. Alphanesis, Hux F1 in P5. Potty, SSR William, Kevin Chin, Cost Mindset, Stubbly in 10th. J Supreme, Silk Weaver. Pablo Plays, Lead the Follower, Hood Kool-Aid Man in the Haas, P15. DB the Best, Kryptonic Swank, and Bandit in the Williams with a DNF will get P18.
Yeah. Heck of a race there, though. That was remarkable.
So, we're going to try and get our guys here, our podium finishers, into the voice chat, do a few interviews. So just sit tight. Are you able to send invites to the voice chat?
Let me try to do that real quick. No, I'm not.
Okay. So I will try to get some invites going here momentarily. So, let's see. Take a look at the Constructors' Champion standings as of before the race while I try to get the VC going here. But man, what a race. That was wild. Oh,
it was a great race. Great entertainment there. Clean race. No safety cars. And really not that many skill issues either. So can't even blame it on that. But
that's exactly right. So while we're waiting for everybody to join up here, take another opportunity to do a little self-promotion for our league here, Contest to Speed. If you like what you saw on track and would like to be a part of this action, join our Discord. A link will be in the Twitch chat or !Discord in the chat, and it will provide the link for you. We have American tiers, European tiers. We race Tuesdays through Thursdays currently, pending more signups. But we always have spots available, even if not full time. We always have reserve spots open. We have tiers for all skill levels. It's a great community to be a part of, and we'd love to have you come and experience it with us. Be a part of this great on-track action, great stewarding, clean racing, supportive community. I've made some very good friends here in the 3 seasons I've been a part of it, and proud to call it my home. And if that's something you're looking for, feel free to hit that Twitch chat, !Discord, and join up with Contest to Speed. So I think we have everybody in the VC now, correct?
I believe that's right.
All right. So with that being said, we're going to jump over to our interviews. We'll start with you, Mr. Red Devil. Are you with us?
Hello.
Hello and welcome
How's it
back.
going?
Man, it's great. Uh, P3 on the podium yet again. How was that? How was that race for you?
Lonely?
It seemed like it.
Where are my
Uh,
friends?
I know these guys weren't slowing down at all. I mean, come on, guys. Anyway, yeah, I struggle with understeer a lot. I don't know why, especially first half of the stint. I think I probably went with the wrong setup. But yeah, whatever. I think to get a P3 out of that, I'll take it.
It seemed kind of very similar to last week's race, with Kai and Mindset, kind of doing the same strategy there, and you got the P3 last week as well. Kind of the same deal. Was this going to
No,
start to be a pattern maybe, or?
I was in P7. This week I was much more confident in the rain. I actually had a moment, I think, on my final run. I was probably 2 or 3 tenths up in from the time I actually got at the end. So I started P4, but I was fine with that, top four. But yeah, I think the initial laps I got so much understeer, I could not keep up. At least in my first half of the stint. Second half, I think I was doing pretty well. Like these guys weren't just blitzing away. But after one point, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna chill. Nobody behind is catching me. These guys aren't waiting for me. So yeah, I just thought, okay, I'll just keep it clean, not spin.
Well, it seemed to work out. Another podium position for you. Double points finish for Mercedes this week as well. Pucks coming in there, grabbing some points as well, and you
Yeah,
all were at the top of the charts for constructors, and that's certainly going to help the campaign. Uh,
yeah, for sure.
you know,
Yeah, I think he lost force feedback in the middle of the race. I think he probably did around 15, 20 laps without any force feedback. I don't know how he did that, but great. I think he had a fantastic drive too. I think he got it on penalties, but still, it's still a P5.
yeah, points are points, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, Chubb, any questions from your end?
Not just so you said that you were talking about your setup there. So I'm guessing you went with more of like an inter wet setup for quali. So then that for the race where it was dry, that kind of hurt you. Is that correct, or elaborate more on that?
No, I want to say no. I didn't anticipate my wing gap correctly, I think I want to say. So I
Mm.
lost a little bit of I mean, I got a lot of understeer because of that, especially going into the high speed corners in sector 1. I didn't think it would be that bad, but then yeah, it was not too it wasn't feeling right at all. But yeah, I think as the I don't know. It's weird because I think in the first half of this stint I struggled a lot, especially until I reached about 15-20% tire wear, and after that it felt fine. So I don't know. It's something weird. I gotta figure that out. But yeah, eh,
Well,
can't complain.
no, I mean, well, it's great to not be satisfied with it. Like feel like that like had a lot of understeer and like you were struggling with it, but yet you still came on P3. So that's
Yeah, I'll
still
take it.
yeah,
I think
exactly.
I think I'm still like 1 point behind Kai in the championship now, so not feeling too bad. I'll take it.
Well, yeah, gives you something to work for moving forward
Yeah,
though.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, still a lot of season left as well.
Yeah,
All right, Devil, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on the P3,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Thank you so much, guys. Great job on the comms, as
uh,
always.
appreciate it.
And
hey,
GG's to Boone and Kai as well. Great racing. At least I got a good view of it for a little bit, not too much, but yeah.
fair enough. Well, speaking of Boone, we'll go over here to our McLaren driver, G Boone, with the
Hello.
P2, back to back P2s, correct?
No. I got
No.
No, that
like
was mine.
seventh
Man,
last
wow.
week.
Yeah, wow. Man, I'm out of it.
I got
Dang.
P2 in Australia.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
struggling.
No,
uh, okay, well, so a P2 for you though. Big points for McLaren. Um,
yep.
back to the podium again, and Man, how was that race from your perspective? You know, look like you and Kai. You know, we kind of spoke about it already, and we said it during the broadcast. But look like you and Kai were kind of working the same way that him and Mindset were working last week. You know, just kind of running the race and not battling it out, but trying to just build that gap. And it seemed like it worked again. Um, you know, was there any point where you were like thinking maybe try to get ahead or just let it ride until the end, like or what? What was your thought process there?
My attempt to get ahead was when I tried to undercut him, and I completely screwed up my pit stop. I released the clutch and the car didn't go, so I was in the pits for like another second and a half. So when I come out around lap 14 or 15, after Kai comes out of the pits ahead of me, I'm just so confused because I pit a lap early. I wanted to undercut him and then just go from there because I felt confident with my pace, but I screwed that up, the pit window, and he came out ahead of me. So then at that point, I was trying to just stick with him till the end, and kind of manage the tires because I knew his would be better, since I had pitted lap earlier. But I tried to stick with him. I mean, I felt very confident with the pace. I was just waiting to make the move on DRS going onto the last lap, and I did that, and then made a mistake in the middle of sector 2 at turn 7, slipped up, and gave him a chance to make the move to pass me again, and I couldn't hold it. So I was waiting to make that move until the end, and I did it, but then just slipped up when I needed to stay consistent, and I lost it from there.
Well, you know, as far as driver errors go, you know, I mean, I know it hurts not to get that P1 fighting so hard for it, but you know, I feel like it could have turned out a lot worse. We saw it turn out worse for other drivers this round. So, you know, maybe it's about the little victories here. But it was a great battle there at the very end. You know, we saw you take that P1 there coming off that first DRS stretch, and then yeah, going wide, and then looked like you were trying to fight back for it again, and going into that second DRS zone, and just kind of like checked up a little bit, kind of went a little wide, and then just didn't have enough time to bring it back.
Yeah. No, I was just slipping up in the before that second DRS, and then he had the chance to pass me, and he made it stick. So it was a lot of fun, though. I mean, I was just hanging with him. We were trying to pull away, like you said, make the gap to Devil, or at least keep the gap. So it was fun. We did what we needed to help each other pull along, and then it came down to racing at the end, and he won it. So it was fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Chubb?
Yeah, so same type of question. So you come in and there's a wet quali. Like, do you setup wise, what do you do at that point? Do you go with like an inner wet setup, or do you like take a risk that there might be a dry setup? Because with Parc Ferme, you can't change that after that. So just curious your strategy going into the race into quali, but then planning for the race at that point.
Yeah, I went in with a dry setup, just knowing the entire race was going to be dry, and I felt good. I enjoy Spain a lot, so I figured anything that I lost out on in qualifying, I could do at least a decent job to get it back in the race. I did not expect to qualify second at all in the rain, especially after last weekend when it rained in Austria, and I was completely unprepared for that. Had a horrible qualifying. So I was kind of expecting for something similar to happen, but I got comfortable near the end of the session and did 2 laps in a row, and then just tried to push it as hard as I could on the last one, and ended up getting a pretty good lap. So I did go for the dry setup, but I surprised myself in qualifying as well.
Yeah, well, it paid off there. It was set as the track dried in. Like I think that dry setup actually like helps out. And
For sure.
being able to go to the intermediates. But yeah, no, that was remarkable drive, great stuff. It was also kind of crazy seeing that the back marker helping out with Formula Kai getting DRS there on the penultimate lap. So I didn't know if you were going to try to make the pass at that point, but then he had DRS, and I was like, oh wow. So kind of screwed you out of it if you were going to make that pass at that point, which I didn't know whether you were or not, but it was
I was
interesting.
planning to wait, but yeah, there were a couple back markers, and it was interesting, especially coming out of the pits when me and Kai were backed up behind, I think 3 or 4 guys that stayed out on the mediums. That was pretty interesting, why they stayed out so long, but that was kind of fun having to work through them too. It made things interesting because if Kai sent it for a move, I had to be pretty quick to do it too, or unless or else he'd take off. But so definitely a couple other drivers in the mix, making it fun, mixing it up a little bit. But yeah, it was fun. I planned on making that move at the end, and then I didn't do what I needed to afterwards. So it was definitely fun.
Yeah. So, I mean, you move that start finish line up, 100 meters, you win that race just because you were. I mean, I think it was what was it, Jay, or what was it?
56 thousandths of
Yeah, it
a
was half a
second.
tenth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man,
It was
it's
half a tenth.
crazy.
Yeah, well, that's why. I mean, it's Spain, and I knew that. That's why I tried
Yeah,
to do it the lap before, and then I just didn't hold on to it. So
yeah, yeah. No, hey, it's still a great race. Excellent job.
yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, we'll be looking forward to next week as well. Congratulations on the P2. Glad to have you back in here for another interview. And
Yep. Thank you guys.
good luck next week.
Yeah.
Congratulations this week. And
100%.
Thank
we'll
you.
see you later.
Yep, good stuff.
Yeah.
Kai and Devil as well, getting
Good
podium.
race, man.
All right. With that, we'll go to our back-to-back winner, the Red Bull driver, Formula Kai. Kai, welcome back to the comms booth for yet
Thank
another P1 interview.
Happy to be back.
Killed it yet again. We've talked about the strategy with the other drivers. Talked about it during the race, how it looked like you were kind of on for the same deal. Worked out yet again. And I think it was you. I believe it was you last week. We were saying, you just load, like, for qualifying in the wet, just load up some fuel and see what happens. And seems to have worked out in your favor yet again. So I guess my biggest question is, was there any point at that race, you seemed you were in control of it, just about the whole time, except maybe like, when you stopped to change tires. But I mean, was there any point where you were like, maybe
Yeah, I
maybe
had faith
worried
in my
about it
team.
or felt pressured or?
Well, I was trying to shake G-Boon like the entire second stint, but just didn't manage to. I was, I think, a little quicker in the middle sector, but on the straights, I think he had a little bit more straight line speed. And I think if I remember correctly, on lap 23, I almost shook him. He was like 9/10, almost out of DRS, but I hit the invisible bump in the third sector. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but
Yep, I do.
yeah. So
I do.
off of that astral turf and then onto the curb, sometimes you can hit like 1 out of a million chance of it happening, and it happened to me in the race. So I think that was my only chance there, but I don't think I felt pressured. I knew that we had to like kind of pull away, work together a little bit, but if I could get him out of DRS, that would have been ideal. But obviously that didn't happen, so we had to make do.
So
And,
maybe not as much of the same, not quite the same strategy as last weekend or last week. Maybe try more to shake him this week, but just didn't happen, as opposed to just working together the whole
I think
time.
I had a bit better raw pace once the tire wear kind of started to factor in. He was faster on fresh tires, but I think on older tires I was a little bit more confident with with just getting closer to the limit. But yeah, wasn't exactly the same thing. Trying to shake him, but I couldn't. And yeah, rest is history.
Well, might not have been able to shake him, but you did manage to stay 56 thousandths of a second ahead, and that was all you needed.
Yeah, that was close. Okay, well that was stressful. All right, I'll give that to you. But yeah, I lifted a little bit in the last corner, but I didn't expect him to be that close because I was on 2 warnings, so I didn't want to risk it
Oh
going
yeah.
into the final corner. So took a little bit safe, and yeah, a little too close for comfort.
Well, keeping you on your toes, but pulled it off yet again. And
Yeah, it was good racing.
Two wins in 2 races. We go next week. We will be going to what are we doing here? No, I don't want that. Next week we'll be going Canada. That's right. Man, I could not think of what it was. We'll be going to Canada next week, and yeah, I'm excited to see how you do there. Any predictions or thoughts on how you're going to fare there? Just kind of wait to see what happens.
Well, Canada is it's an okay track for me. Spain is not my strongest track, but I think it'll be fine. Yeah, should be able to perform decently there. I have faith in my team, the strategy calls, my engineer.
Fair enough. Fair
There you
enough.
go. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see how it shakes out. But great race, man. Thanks
Hey,
thanks
thank
for
you.
putting on such a good show. Um, and I think that's all I've got. I'm sure Chubb has some questions. He always has some good ones, but that's all I have.
No, I
Shame
mean, just
that. Yeah, go ahead.
no, just the same question I've asked everybody else on that. You know, you always come into a wet quality. What is your thought process at that point? Like, do you go with a dry setup and take the risk, or do you like, well, because especially because you're in Spain, or do you just think, okay, well, I'm gonna go with like a wet setup at this point? Like, what's your thought process? And you brought your engineer into it. You know, like, what was y'all's decisions at that point?
Well, seeing it's Spain. Well, actually, when I say engineer, it's just me, myself, and I. But
Okay.
seeing it's in Spain, you're already running pretty high wings. So any higher than that, it's kind of like a little bit of diminishing returns.
Right.
And you always got to take into consideration the race first, right? Because the race is much longer than it's much more important than just one lap pace. And seeing that the race was completely dry, I mean, it was a pretty no brainer from there.
Yeah. Good. Good. So, and that's you talked about Canada next week and not being that good there, but you know, I think you would agree. Like track limits are one that you talked about the two warnings
yeah.
tonight. Like that seems to always be the Achilles heel for Canada. You ever struggled with track limits at Canada?
Yeah, that fast chicane at the end of the
Oh
lap,
yeah,
that one is a killer,
it
especially
is.
with the Wall of Champions. Gotta be careful there. I think
Yeah.
gotta be really careful, otherwise those penalties are gonna come bite you in the ass.
Yeah, that's true. But no, I don't have anything else. Next week I won't be racing, but I will be commentating. May have a few fruity drinks sitting on the beach, but you know I will be here. So if the color
Enjoy, man.
if the commentary is a little bit more colorful, I apologize up front, but it'll.
I personally am looking forward to that.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
good job again. No, it was
Yeah,
great.
it's a shame mindset wasn't up there fighting with us today. I think he had a good qualifying too,
Yeah,
but I
he
think he
did
got
qualify
baited
well.
by the soft tires.
Yeah, the soft
Yeah.
tires, and then he had 6 seconds of penalty time
Oh, yeah.
penalties for track limits. Dropped him down to what, P9.
Yeah, it did. Which and you know, trying to make those hards last that long, that's probably what it was too. Though I think he pitted on like lap 8 or 9. So
Oh yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, he spun right in front of me, and that's when I lost DRS to you guys because all four of us were in the DRS at the start.
Hmm.
And then yeah, he spun, and you guys. I think the next driver was Boone, and he was probably at that point 1.3 seconds, so I couldn't catch up after that.
Yeah.
okay, so that's what happened. Yeah, we were trying to figure out like why he dropped down that far, but we didn't know what was going on.
Yep,
Yeah, he
it's all
magic-
coming together now.
I saw him magically spin, and the next thing I know, he's in the pits. I'm like, how did he get into the pit so fast? I didn't obviously see that, but yeah, he must have spun right into the pit. I don't know.
Well,
Wow.
yeah, that's wild. But you know, once again, guys, thank you so much for a great race, putting on a great show. Congratulations to all three of you. Another podium finish for you all. It's always a
Yeah.
pleasure to have you in the booth. And I think we're probably going to close it out there. So,
Yeah.
that being said, one more time, we're going to do one more final self-promotion before we get out of here. If you like what you saw on track and you want to be a part of the action, !! Discord in the Twitch chat, or I've actually just put it in there. So there's a link to our Discord in the Twitch chat already. Check out the Discord, join it, be a part of it. Come join our community. It's a great community to be a part of. American European tiers for racing, tiers for all levels, clean racing, hard racing, stewarded, obviously streamed here on Twitch. Drop us a follow on Twitch as well if you haven't. We always appreciate those. And just a great place to be. Great friends, great community, great racing. And we'd love to have you come join us. So check out our Discord there in the Twitch chat, and come be a part of Contest of Speed. And with that, I am Electric Entre, signing off for myself and Chubb Tucker. We will see you next week, coming at you live from Canada, starting Tuesday with EU3 and AM3. That's 9 p.m. UK for EU3, 9 p.m. Eastern Time for AM3, and we'll continue Tuesday and Thursday with EU and AM2 and EU1 and AM1 respectively on Wednesday and Thursday. So come join us next week as well. Catch another round of this great racing. But until then, I'm Electric Entre, along with Chubb Tucker. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night.